anything guaranteed, at least heading into this series, where I feel like a lot of eyes are definitely watching out for.
Yep.
Considering what has been a very unexpected turnaround for the PH representatives already so far here in MSC, there's a huge task and challenge for Falcons PH this time, but just the same, Mena, they've finally been stepping up, and they're just one step away from getting into knockouts right now.
And that's been the case. Let's see if Falcons Mena can actually pull up an upset, right? Because so far it's been crazy upsets here and there, even yesterday. All in though.
Oh, that's a crazy arrow. I don't even consider that's crazy. It was just right in front of them. Troll doesn't have the flicker. At least he will survive this though. But a great start somewhat for a Selena on the side of Falcons.
Yeah, pick up already, and they want more. Ogren with the unbreakable. Nope, it just gets the wave shoved in over to Falcons Mena. Now, all right, one thing the panel was questioning, if Haji can land the arrows, right?
Yeah.
That's the goddamn Kadam machine, bro. I think he can land some arrows. He went for Season 100, though. That means he's going to go for the fast clear onto neutral objective. So already a different approach on the Selena for all the other Selenas so far.
Yeah.
Sana's doing a good job in lane. We've been seeing more bargain hunters from Moreno, My Goat, Wilderness Blessing for some other Selenas. But Haji's gone for the normal Season Hunter.
Yeah, and I think we've all been wanting to see that KDA machine
Kadam machine.
gameplay, Kadam machine gameplay from Haji, which I feel like hasn't really been the case for Falcons PH so far. Again, when they went up against Vitality, it's really Moreno as the highlight of that match. Now it's Troll already poked down to less than half HP. How do Falcons Mena actually dance around this?
That's a good question. Falcons Mena do have a lot of ways to engage, though. Troll and Sanji mainly. Falcons PH are going to be the ones having to kind of react to these engages unless they just start it again and blitz it down, and that seems like it's going to be the case with the Season Hunter.
Oh, yep. That is the game plan. Right now, Falcons Mena, 0 trades across the map so far. They aren't able to really get anything out of that. It's just Boyet still farming in his very own jungler, and the way that Falcons PH have been controlling the mid duo has been spectacular. They aren't really enabling Boyet to just go in for any burst nor pickoffs just yet.
Yep. It's going to be slow. Haji!
Oh, another arrow onto Coffin. Doesn't use the flicker. There's the knockup of the Lantern Flare. But that's about it.
Even Flap coming by as well. These Falcon boys, man, are playing it so macro, Kyle, using the space to invade in the jungle. So it's all about building up those small leads for Falcons PH. They might be able to steal this. Oh, the retreat from Kyle! Takes it away from Boyet. It was on cooldown for Boyet.
iframe's forced out too. Now, initially, what has just been Falcons Mena sticking to the jungling, sticking to their very own farm. Now it's been successfully infiltrated and interrupted by Falcons Mena. An arrow, if it weren't for the Shumpo, that would have been very dangerous here for Troll. But this is a Selena which is actually working in the early game.
Yep. They definitely took a few pages out of the Vitality book after losing the Selena Abyssal Arrow.
Onto Boyet of all members, and that's gonna be a pickup as well. Hypnosis already picked up by Kyle too.
Wow.
That's the start you want for Falcons.
Oh, another.
Oh wait, there's an AOG. Everything just used to secure the kills against Falcons Mena.
No ifs, man. No ifs, all right? Haji doesn't do if, buts, or maybes. He just does absolutes, bro. It's when he lands the arrow, not if. Oh my goodness, the Kadam machine. Haji's just been landing these back-to-back arrows like it's nothing against Falcons Mena. The lead, basically, is all onto Haji, right? I mean, all because of Haji, sorry. 3,000 goal lead almost at 4 minutes in the game, 3 kills. All with the arrow.
Yeah.
One on Jusin, one earlier, and now on the turtle.
Yep, the Jusin is pretty much dealt with at this point, at least in the early stages of the game, so it'll be a struggle for them to catch back, but that's the Throne of Ruin. It's gonna catch Kyle! We have the Dragon onto him as well as Soti connecting, and Sano makes it to the team fight! Sanji finds the kill, the knockup on Owen. He's still trying to sustain it, but Flap though, he tried to find Boyet there. Another episode of Arrow connecting, Haji will go in again, and an AOG! They still want more, Haji's on a killing spree!
Boyet!
Okay, knockup on the Owen, but Haji finds a double!
Again, it's the arrows and Haji keeping them alive. Falcons Mena, wait a second, what happened there? Falcons PH, it looked like they want to blitz, but then it was Falcons Mena just forcing the issue, finding the fight, the Throne of Ruin and the flicker. Caught Kyle off guard, a good Jeet Kundo to follow it up as well, so There's still going to be ways for Falcons Mena to pull off a victory here, and it's through forcing these team fights, and Falcons PH gotta be ready for it. They can't be caught off guard like that.
But Falcons PH are just so good. They're just so good at managing the man-to-man defense. The members of Falcons Mena individually, you saw how Flap just had his eyes set on Boyet, and he was capable of dealing with him all alone, enough to put him at a very low HP. And on the other side, even though they were after Kyle, the arrows from Haji, they're just something Falcons Mena are yet to really find a way around. Every single time a team fight breaks out, these arrows just interrupt so much of what Falcons Mena want to happen.
And so it builds up again. Kyle, luckily, bought the Sky Piercer after the death. Flap, though, will not make Boyet's life easy. Chases him under turret, pops in the consecration as well. Classic Flap on the Uranus.
That's been the case for Boyet and Flap for the past 6 minutes. It's always been Flap on Boyet. Troll shows up. Fracture already used. Another episode trap. But Falcons Mena are holding on to this mid turret. But it feels like they haven't been able to move out of it as much.
Look at Kyle.
Kyle? Okay, he's onto Sano. SOD connecting as well. Crimson Beacon in! Troll doesn't land the kick onto Kyle, but he does find Haji. But do they have enough damage to deal with him? They finally get to shut him down here or not! They do, but even at the expense of Sano, they had to lose him just to take Haji down.
Usually I'd say it's going to be worth it for the Selena to pick up the Moskov, but he gave the Moskov a big bounty. That was a 4-0 Selena. Now gold given over to Sano. Falcons PH will still capitalize over this neutral objective. That's going to be free. But man, great targeting by Falcons Mena. I really thought they were just going to go for Kyle. In the end, Troll picked the right guy. He went straight for Haji, who had a bounty, who could actually, again, beat a turn for Falcons Mena.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought it was actually Kyle they were after all along. But at least in turn, I feel like this somewhat allows Falcons Mena a bit more room to go for more plays. It does grant a bit more wave control, but I think the fact that Sano has been forced to at least participate in the fights more frequently than we're used to seeing gold laners do is somewhat slowing things down a bit for Falcons Mena. It's maybe also because Coffin hasn't been having the best time in the early game, which is why they needed to compensate for damage in other departments. Oh, but Troll, he finds one. There goes the follow-up from Coffin. They find the knock-up on Haji with a Lantern Flare, but the damage, it needs to come from Boyet. Iframes trying to dash out. A flicker from Flap, though. He doesn't let Boyet get away.
Okay, the first time is going to be worth it to get the kill on Haji because of the bounty, but the second time around for Boyet's life, not that worth it. But then you look at it again, and Falcons Mena were able to get a turret in mid lane. Luckily for Falcons PH, they also retaliate with a turret take. So in the end, it's Falcons PH who get the benefit of that trade, the advantage. Chapsize Pauldron done for Sanji. That'll certainly help in their endeavors to fight around in these 5v5s against Super Marco.
Yeah, you know what reminds me of? When I see Sanji on the Alice, it just brings back memories, you know?
Yep.
It just brings back memories of Wildcard. But now it's a much bigger task at hand for Sanji. He does have to give up that turret, though.
At least it's not one of those wildcard games where Sanji went 0-7 on the Alice, right? It's a good game. Oh, arrow!
Oh, it's not a good game for Coffin, though. That's for sure. Now that the Throne of Ruin already forced out, he does land it onto multiple members and flickers out safely. And I guess they're just trying to buy more time. Look at what Sano's been trying to do on the Moskov.
They are able to get a tier 2 down below. The SOD doesn't land, and it's Falcons PH who are just getting the better trades. They get a kill off of that on Coffin. They get a base turret as well. Falcons Mena only got the Holy Shield, but hold on. If Falcons PH commit onto this, the Moskov might be able to go for another turret. No, it's too fast.
Okay, Sano just gets the purple instead. There will be Haji to deal with the waves too, but even the placements, just look at the placements of the traps. I mean, it'll go down a few, but I think that's helping Falcons so much, just play around their macro much more easier. A Malefic Roar pickup for Kyle. Ooh, it's been so tough for Coffin, honestly, in this game.
Yep.
The positioning has been a struggle. The Crimson Beacon used to reposition or even go in aggressively has been a struggle because the arrows seem to be punishing him always.
Let's take a look at the equipment here so far in the game. What has Falcons PH been able to get with a 6,000 gold lead in their hands? 1,000 in between the gold laners. That means Super Marco ahead in the Swift Trinity build. Sano, though, following through, able to pick up the DHS. That makes it Swift Trinity power spike as well.
Conceal from Oakland.
They still have to clear. Oh, Spear of Misery. Wow.
Knocks him back, but they'll have to let go of their turrets. Arrow gets dodged, but Holy Shields are about to go down. They lose 2. I mean, they only have 2 left, but the damage from Kyle is insane. Falcons Mena at least have room to deal with the Lord for now, but you saw that single entry from Falcons, and it's not looking too good for them.
It's all about defense for Falcons Mena, for Falcons PH. It's all about trying to go for the siege, so they need to find some angles for the arrows to land, or they start zoning Falcons Mena from these structural objectives. Troll with the conceal, cancel AOG.
Oh, Throne of Ruin casted, does get him immune from that knockup, but Sanji doesn't find any. Has to flicker out too, just to survive. The damage from Boyet doesn't seem to be enough. Sano's just dealing with the waves as much as they can. Goes in! Super Marco. Oh, that made me nervous.
Marco gets the Melfic gun. He'll be able to get that range advantage. Arrow from the side.
Okay.
But it doesn't land. Again for Falcons Mena, though, they have amazing clear as long as the Moskov is left untouched. As long as he's able to pierce through these minions with the spears, he'll be getting free farm. So I think for Falcons PH, the right move right now would be to freeze up these waves, deny farm away from Sano. Because he's not far, 1,000, but not as far as you would think, right? With a 6,000 gold lead here, you wouldn't expect a little bit more of a lead there to try to deny the Moskov. It's actually more on the jungle. Kyle's been gapping Boyet in farm. Oh my goodness.
I gotta say, Flap's been doing a great job at helping Kyle get this lead over Boyet. The fact that they haven't been able to really utilize the Hirara to in any way try to burst down a member from Falcons. Not even Haji, who seemed to be one of the best possible targets in the early, or even Super Marco. So it's been great. It's been great for the Bulletproof, and now Ogwen just gets to pick up the Chastise as well. So majority of the damage you're expecting from Falcons Mena already have somewhat of an answer from Falcons PH. And there's another Lord spawning in just 3 seconds, which I feel Falcons Mena are really going to struggle to try and attempt for a contest, if any.
It's double Season Hunter plus a Claw. They can burst this Lord as long as it's not Evolved Lord. Super easy. Look at that. Oh man, you blink and you miss it.
Yeah.
Lord gone. Taken by Falcons PH. Purple buff taken by Boyet though, so he's able to get a buff in hand. Flap's good. Melfic gun though for Sano.
Yep.
One thing we can't talk about is that the additional range will help him to clear even more. Wishing Lantern already done with Ice Queen 1. And it's just a Melfic Roar, that big, oh my god, 2 items difference between the junglers. Kyle has a Sky Piercer, even though it's only on 10 stacks, and an endless battle. So that's gonna be true damage that Sanji, Troll, and Cuffin are gonna have to deal with.
Yeah, Super Marco's looking like he's on the road to building a Winter Crown as well.
Got it.
That's Sanji taking it, and that's a conceal play. Ogwen trying to show up. Doesn't get to taunt anyone just yet, but that's just space.
Yep.
Falcons secure this mid-base turret. They get to find the Lantern players onto Flap, but he doesn't care. He's just gonna go in. Consecration already used. They're looking to take out all the remaining base turrets, but the damage from Super Marco.
It's just there, it's just a bit of poke. Falcons Mena know that they cannot fight, and the reason they gave the mid turret is because they would rather lose mid and top, no problem, over their last side lane turret. Falcons PH don't want to take this down.
This Troll finds something here. Oh, it's Ogwen who goes in first. Are they looking to punish him
Haji.
instead? Sanji finds a set in the back lines, but all the while that's been happening, the rest of his members have been falling too. Boyet dealing a bit more damage than we expected him to. And it's been 3 members of Falcons PH going down so far, leading to a canceled out Winter Crown just in time. And the BMI. Super Marco gets to escape, but they lose 3.
That was insane. The arrow looked like it was going to land on Cuffin, but he popped in the Crimson Beacon, so it actually landed on Sano instead. In the end, Falcons PH still took a fight under turret. Look at this again. Slow-mo. Ogwen got both. Sano and Cuffin. This was the dream start. Haji throws it, and look, Sano was left to deal with the Abyssal Arrow. Haji got it. Yes, Sanji got a massive set. But damn, fighting under turret against this composition still super difficult. It was just so difficult for Super Marco to find a target to actually attack as well, just because of the iframes. Great cancel though on Troll. Amazing Jeet Kundo. Purple buff steal for Boyet, finally.
Wait, did he? Or is it? Because I think I see a purple buff in...
Oh, Kyle secured it? Kyle secured it, okay.
Got it,
I thought it was a take with a red tree. Both of them red tree.
Both of them. That was close. It's still a 7K gold lead though for Falcons PH. So we saw how, as you mentioned, Falcons Mena have been struggling to go for that fight even when it was right under their turret. So it's still not looking as great for them. At the very least, things could have been different if only Sano didn't go down there. Maybe if they only had a bit more damage to rely on to execute the team fights, but even Sanji's just starting to feel the damage from the fractures.
Kyle took it away, the orange buff with the retribution. Playing with the timers again, knows that Falcons Mena cannot blitz this Lord, so it's just the retri used by Kyle to constantly suffocate Falcon Mena carries. Top wave has been dealt with though, and they know the retri's been used. The troll is looking for the play. Abyssal Arrow.
He gets caught by an arrow! Uses the Way of the Dragon just to push the other members away, but he will not survive. Crimson Beacon out, just so Cuffin lives too. And that's pretty much it. Falcons PH get this guaranteed Lord.
Yet again, it's Falcons PH, man, controlling the game. Falcons Mena have only had one neutral objective. A say, only had one say onto the neutral objective. All the time, it's just been Falcons PH with the burst on the double season hunter. Ogwen with the flank.
With no base turrets left, this isn't looking too good for Falcons Mena. Majority of their wave clear is just really Sano. But if Falcons decide to sync up the waves, this is gonna be tough. You have to expect Abyssal Arrows everywhere, and looking at the items. Okay, Boyet still needs one more.
That they do. Still needs one more item, but I don't think he's gonna be able to get it in time. Wind of Nature for Sano. Oh, actually he gets a Sea Halberd. There you go. Full items on the damage dealers of Falcons Mena.
Okay, just in time for the fracture! Forcing out the Winter Crown from Sanji. Throne of Ruin forced already too. AOG in from Ogwen, but Flap doesn't have the Winter Crown. Does he get punished here?
Sano.
No! Haji finds another kill! And the fracture just lands on multiple targets! Falcons PH ends game one right here!
It was a full defense for Falcons Mena the whole